My dad was born in the southern part of China in Guangzhou, and I discovered that he was adopted by a family. And to be adopted as a male child meant that his biological mother must have been absolutely destitute, because you don't give away male children in Chinese society. They're highly valued. So she had to have been absolutely desperate. The family that he was adopted by, however, was a couple. And my dad told me that his dad was an alcoholic. He has memories of his dad coming home and having a barrel of whiskey and ladling this whiskey into his mouth and just getting drunk. And over the years, my dad's mother saved up money. And when my dad turned 15 years old, she had saved up enough money to send him to the United States. And he spent 4 months on Angel Island outside of San Francisco to get his immigration processed. And when he finally was able to get his immigration processed, he made his way to San Francisco Chinatown to a barber shop, and he only had $5 in his pocket. And there happened to be a man in this barber shop who offered to take him cross country to Pampa, Texas, where my dad's cousin had a small Chinese cafe. And my dad immediately went to work, and he worked long hours. And when my dad said he got to school, he didn't speak any English, so they put him in first grade. So he's this 15-year-old kid who towered over all these other first grade kids. And eventually, though, my dad was a very quick study. He learned English very well. He said he spent every hour that he could learning and studying the English dictionary so that he could learn English. And when he turned 17, he lied about his age, and he was enrolled in the Army because he wanted to get away from working for his cousin. Luckily, my dad didn't see any battle because there weren't any major battles happening in China during the war. So that was a time that he said he actually enjoyed very much. And my dad made his way to Albuquerque, and that's when he first met my mother. They fell in love, got married, and then my grandfather and my dad started a restaurant called New Chinatown Restaurant, which was right in the heart of Route 66. And it was a restaurant that really became very successful in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. I remember working there as a kid as a dishwasher and a busboy, and there were long lines around the block when I was a kid working there because it was such a popular restaurant. And the restaurant grew so successful that in 1976, my dad tore it down and built a very state-of-the-art restaurant. It was designed by an architect from Hong Kong. It sat 450 people. It had a lounge and 3 dining rooms, and it was really one of the finest Chinese restaurants throughout the United States. And that was something that we're very proud of in our family, this restaurant that was successfully built by my family and my dad especially. So when I look back on this, I'm just really struck by my dad's story, that here he was, this immigrant kid, 15 years old with $5 in his pocket, and how he was able to make a success of his life from that very humble beginning. And really, that's the power of story. And this story has stayed with me all of my life, because when my dad was 69, he was diagnosed with liver cancer. And I spent the last year and a half of my dad's life just listening to his story and really finding out what his life was all about. It made me realize how important his story was. And because of that, I think that I've just developed a passion for other people's stories as well too. When I sit down and I have a conversation with people, I often ask them about what their story is. And I discover some fascinating things about the struggles that they've been through, the challenges that they've been through. And those are the things that resonate with people. Challenges always resonate with people. And that's the reason why I love stories so much.